Welcome to the .NET Excel Library tutorial. In this video, I'll show you how to work with comments in an Excel document using the Syncfusion .NET Excel Library. You will learn how to add and reply to a comment, mark it as resolved, delete a specific comment, and clear all comments in an Excel document. I will begin by opening an existing ASP.NET Core application, where I have already installed the Syncfusion XlsIO.NET Core package. To learn how to get started with the Syncfusion .NET Excel Library, refer to the video link in the card above, or the description below. First, let me show you how to add a comment to an Excel document by clicking this button. To begin with, I open the index.cs.html file, remove the existing code, and add a button to add a comment. To handle the event, I navigate to the Home Controller class and import the necessary namespace. Then, define an action method with the return type action result. Inside this method, I initialize an instance of XlsIO and create an iApplication instance. I set the default version to XlsX and create a workbook instance by opening the existing file from the specified location. Next, I access the worksheet to add the comment. I create a threaded comment instance. Define the worksheet range. In this method, I pass the comment text, author name, and date that appear in the defined cell. To export the Excel file, I define a helper method, export workbook. This method creates a memory stream, saves the workbook to the stream, resets the stream position, and returns the file as a downloadable Excel document. I then invoke this method by passing the workbook and the desired file name. Now, I save and run the application. When I click the button, the Excel file is downloaded. As you can see, the comment is added. Next, I'll show you how to reply to this comment. I start by adding a reply comment button and define an action method with the return type iActionResult. Inside this method, I reuse the existing code with a few modifications. I update the input file name and access the collection of threaded comments in the worksheet. Next, I reply to the first comment in the worksheet using the addReply method. In that method, I pass the reply content, username, and date. I also update the output file name. When I click the button, the Excel file is downloaded. Looking here, the reply comment is added as specified. Next, you will learn to mark a comment as resolved. I add a resolve comment button and define an action method with the return type ActionResult. Inside this method, I reuse the existing code with a few modifications. I update the input file name and mark the comment as resolved by setting the isResolved property to true. I also update the output file name. When I click the button, the Excel file is downloaded. As you can see, the comment is now resolved in the document. Next, I'll show you how to delete this comment in the document. I add a delete comment button and define an action method with the return type ActionResult. Inside this method, I reuse the existing code with a few modifications. I update the input file name and delete the comment by specifying its index in the delete method, and update the output file name. When I click the button, the Excel file is downloaded. You can see that the comment is removed from the document. Finally, see how to clear all comments in the document. I start by adding a clear comment button and define an action method with the return type action result. Inside this method, I reuse the existing code with a few modifications. I update the input file name and then clear all threaded comments in the worksheet using the clear method. I also update the output file name. When I click the button, the Excel file is downloaded. As you can see, all comments in the document have been cleared. That's a wrap. In this video, I have shown you how to work with comments in an Excel document using the Syncfusion .NET Excel Library. You can download a working example from the GitHub link in the description below. I have also shared a link where you can learn about obtaining a free license key to use our document SDK through our community license. If you found this video helpful, like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.